Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good afternoon to everyone.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh.
Thank you to our auditor, Mr. Amirul Naim, Mr. Fauzan, and Mr. Hakimi, and our fellow employees, our head of department, which is Mr. Samir, for your cooperation. Before we start our meeting, we will be appreciate if our auditor recite the doa to get blessed from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala in our meeting.
الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم إنك خلاق العظيم إنك سميع عليم إنك غفور رحيم إن ربك العرش العظيم. اللهم يا كريم يا رحيم ربنا عليك توكلنا وإليك أنبنا وإليك المصير. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم افتح علينا حكمتك وانشر علينا من خزائن رحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. رب اشرح لنا صدورنا ويسر لنا أمورنا ولا نقلة من ألسنتنا يفقهوا أقوالنا. رب يسر ولا تؤسر رب تمم بالخير. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Amin.
Amin. Alhamdulillah wa syukurillah. Thank you to the Mr. Fauzan for reciting the dua. Thank you to the chairman and auditors. They are willing to help meeting for providing us with some problem and weaknesses regarding our business operation and recommendation to overcome the problems. We heard that you want to have a meeting with us because there are some problem like task of the cashier and the responsible person for approving document.
It's our pleasure to join the meeting. We also want to thank you for trusting us, which is Mr. Fauzan, Ahmad Hakimi, and I to evaluate your company, which is Kreatif Lentera Sendirian Berhad.
Okay, without wasting any time, okay, we can proceed with the first point, which is control objective.
Okay, we proceed with the control objective. For the control objective, the first one is authorization. In this company, they did not apply the authorization because they did not get any authorization from the manager, but they only get it from the buyer.
Sorry for the interruption, Mr. Naim.
It's okay.
What do you mean that we did not get the authorization from the manager? In our company, invoices from suppliers are sent to the buyer for authorization before being forwarded to the account department for entry into the accounting records and subsequent payment.
Okay, I will explain more detail. Like usually you all know, when a person want to make a transaction, they must get the authorization from the person who has the power, such as a manager. But in Kreatif Lentera Sendirian Berhad, invoice from the supplier are sent to the buyer for the authorization. They did not get the authorization from the manager. So when the cashier get the authorization from the buyer, the error may happen in your transaction because the manager did not know the transaction happened in your company.
Oh, okay. I get it. Thank you, Mr. Naim. Next time, I will make sure that our department get the authorization from the person in charge.
Okay. Next is the control objective is accuracy.
Excuse me, Mr. Naim. Can you explain more on accuracy?
Yes, I will explain more on accuracy. Accuracy is to ensure that the valid transaction is accurate and recorded timely. In Kreatif Lentera Sendirian Berhad, the cashier count the total daily taking and make the appropriate entries from the transaction. Ensure that the transaction that makes will be recorded by the cashier when the buyer order the goods. Are you get it about the accuracy?
Oh, I got it. Thank you very much, Mr. Naim.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your explanation. How about the control activities?
For the control activities, your company did not apply the segregation of duties.
But I thought we already segregate our duties well. Can you tell us which part that you detect in our company did not apply the segregation of duties?
Based on our observation, we noticed that your company did not apply the segregation of duties. Okay, the meaning of segregation of duties is a process that separates person from doing the same task. The simple way is the workers did not do the same work, but for the creative lentera Sendirian Berhad, they did not apply the segregation of duties because cashier do many tasks such as they count the daily total daily taking and they also make the accounting record.
Oh, I totally overlooked that part. Thank you very much, Mr. Naim, for letting us know.
Welcome.
Okay, next I will continue on contract activities. We also find that your company have review and approval. The transaction must be reviewed and get approval for accuracy and completeness. For this company, the buyer should review or check the good that you receive before approve it. The sales manager also must review the transaction whether it is true or not before approve it.
Okay. Do you find any problem from test of control through your observation?
Yes, based on our test of control, which is inspection, this company did not apply the segregation of duties because the cashier has done too much complicated tasks. Because of that, we do inspection on your bank reconcile statement because the cashier is responsible reconciling the document. And also the cashier count the daily taking. From there, I think the possibility for the cashier to make fraud in this company is very high.
Okay. Thank you for the explanation on test of control. I will take note that problem.
Okay, good. Okay, now observation is one of the task control that we use. The reason why we observe your company is to detect any error in the business transaction. For example, we observe the transaction between supplier and your company, which is Creative Lentera Sendirian Berhad, and we also observe the other business operation that happen in your company.
Okay. Thank you for that point and also reminding us. Then does our company have witnesses, implication, and any recommendation from your evaluation?
Okay, thank you, Chairman. Okay. As we can see in the slide, we found some of weakness in your company. Okay, the first one is the same cashier make a lot of tasks, which is count daily total taking, make the appropriate entries, and reconciling the monthly bank statement. This can lead to may cause misstatement or fraud because the task given is so complicated task.
Is there any recommendation that you can provide us for the weaknesses that you mentioned, Mr. Fauzan?
Okay, so for us, we think the company, which is Kreatif Lentera Sdn Berhad, should assign someone other than that cashier to reconciling the bank statement. Okay. Okay. Next, the second witnesses we found in your company is company only can check the received good on quantity, but cannot check on their quality. So the best so the probably implication that can occur is company may receive inferior good that can affect company. Then product that been produced is not the best quality and may be rejected by the customer.
Sorry, Mr. Fauzan. Can you tell us what is the effect and the recommendation for the weaknesses earlier on how to improve the weakness?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I think I'm already said the implication, but I will tell again what is the implication is. Okay. The probably implication is the company may receive inferior good that can affect company. Then product that being produced is not the best quality. Then when the product is not the best quality, the customer of course will reject it. For us, the best recommendation that can you do is the company can tracking and monitoring product quality by supplier to avoid any inferior received good again or get authorization from sales manager.
Okay, that's it, right? Or do you have any point about weaknesses?
No. I'm found three. So one witnesses I did not say yet, which is the third witnesses is company do not keep till roll. They only keep till receipt. Okay. The possible implication can occur from these witnesses is their customer can prevent from pay their debt to the company, and then the effect to the company is company can lose their money.
Oh, so I think the best recommendation is to make sure Tilwell can be retained, right, Mr. Fauzan?
Yes, I'm totally agree with that. Company should make sure till role can be retained in their company to avoid misrecord their list of customers that have been do the transaction with them.
Okay, thank you for your presentation, auditors, and I hope that head of department, which is Mr. Samir, can take note on that witness, and I then take note the suggestion given by the auditors.
Thank you to the auditors for the advice, and we sorry for our mistake, and we will fix our mistake and make sure our department make some improvements and try to apply the recommendation given by Mr. Fauzan and Mr. Hakimi.
All right, thank you for that. Thank you for all your cooperation, especially to our auditors, Mr. Hakimi, Mr. Fauzan, and Mr. Naim, for willing to audit our company, which is Kreatif Lentera Sdn Berhad. Honestly, I think that's it for our meeting today. I will end with meeting with Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.